Welcome to another episode of Mental Mingle with Bree. I'm Bree. Before we bring my guest in, I just wanted to do a little intro. As you can tell, if you're watching instead of listening, we are back in Chris's studio where we filmed the episode with him. Today we have a very, very special guest, a dear friend of mine. He's like a brother to me. His name is John, and I'm going to bring him up here in just a minute. But before we get started, I did want to just put my disclaimer in there that I am no way a mental health professional. These are just my opinions and my thoughts, and you should take everything I say with a grain of salt, especially my advice. I am just speaking from my experience. I'm just somebody with a brain who has experienced mental illness. So that's pretty much my disclaimer. Before we go ahead and get into this, I hope you guys are all having a great week. And I just wanted to say thank you for the love and support on this podcast. When I'm filming this, I just put out the first episode last week. So I'm very grateful for the love and support that I've received so far. And I am so excited and looking forward to the rest of this journey with you guys. Let's get John. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mental Mingle with Bree. I'm Bree. And this week we have a very, very special guest, my brother. Not from blood, but, you know, basically.
My sister from another mister.
Yeah, Johnny Jean.
Thank you very much.
Very insanely talented guitar player from Chiliø.
Stop it.
John, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself before we get into things? And, you know, things like bands you've played in, places you've lived, and things that you're currently up to.
Well, I'm John, lead guitar from Chiliø right now. I also was the lead guitar and founder of another band named Scattered Ashes. Live around for a while, Mexico, Canada, a little bit in the States, a little bit in Europe. But yeah, now we're here. Mm-hmm. And I love it. So, been in Canada, it's been amazing. Give me the opportunity to meet fantastic people like Bree. And Yeah, if anyone's wondering, the first day we met, he came to audition for Chiliø. Right
and
here.
I just invited him to a party we were having that night.
Yeah, she was the best, honestly. Like, I was nervous that day. It was after COVID. I was just, I don't know, it's been a while. I was just doing music by myself. And then we got this music session, and then it was like, well, there's a party, want to stay? And I was like, after COVID party, we can do this. Let's go. Wildest party ever.
Yeah. Well, my thought process was, I'm like, if he's going to join the band, you need to know if you can hang out with each other, so.
And then they were, goddamn.
Okay, so I kind of do this little thing every episode where I do like a self-care tip of the week. So, before we get into your story and your journey of mental health, I've got my self-care tip of the week. And this week, it's a simple one, which is just making sure you drink enough water. Because I don't do that ever. So let's take a sip.
Let's drink a little bit of water.
This is peach juice mixed with water, so it counts.
This is vodka mixed with water, so it counts. No, it's just
water
water.
in it. But yeah, hydration is so important for your mental and physical health. You'd be amazed at how great you feel just from drinking a lot of water. Because I don't, and Calgary's dry as fuck, so.
Yeah, I miss Mexico.
Yeah,
some
humidity.
Days. Yeah, you got it.
Gotta love the dry skin.
No.
First thing I want to talk about is touring at a young age, because I know you did that back in Mexico.
Yeah, I did.
So tell me a little bit about what the experience was like for you overall. The hard parts, amazing parts, and everything in between.
So, as a young musician, I started touring when I played all around because of my dad in the beginning. My dad used to be a musician. He used to own a company and do like marketing stuff and communication campaigns, etc. So he used me as a musician, and I love it because he was like, I'm not wasting my money on someone else. I'm paying my kid, and my kid is traveling and playing. He's happy, right? So I started like that. It was awesome. I felt like a rock star, traveling all around, and then And then it got more serious. I was like, I want to do this. I started studying music, and then I made a band. It was mind blowing. We started doing it in Mexico. One city, another city, and then another city, and then another city. And we were really young. We were talking about that we were 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
So
crazy times.
Yeah. So like honestly, no, like I need to say it. Like you need to be focused. Because at that time, even my dad, that was a professional musician back there, he told me, like, if you're gonna party and you're gonna party well and you're gonna do exercise and then you're gonna just drink and then you're just gonna eat, I don't know, some noodles and then just go, and then one day your body's gonna be like cracked, right?
Yeah.
And I literally took all of those advices and threw it to the garbage, and I was like, bring some beers.
Yeah.
Let's do it. After 1 year, I was done. I was more than enough. My liver said, "You're crazy, man. This is not gonna work." And my doctor said the same thing. So,
who did you want to listen to more, your body or your doctor?
I think my body. My doctor was like, you need to take care of yourself. But my body was like, please, bro, give
like
some
begging.
water. Yeah. And I did. I took a year with the band, and then we restructured the way that we were working. We were sleeping. We were drinking water. We were doing exercise. Just chill stuff, like not like going to the gym every day. Nah, just like 3 times a week. That's good. That's decent. That's more than enough. Yeah. Especially when you're touring, like you don't have too much
you don't
time
have the
to do
time.
a lot of stuff. It affects you if you're not focused. Like mental health, it affects you if you're not focused.
Yeah.
You're not sleeping. You're dealing with friends all the time, ups and downs. Sometimes you like some stuff. Sometimes you don't like some stuff. It's like being married without sex. Like, it's like being married, actually. It's like
yeah,
it's just like being married. Tours, Mexico, Latin America, then a couple of shows outside Europe. Went to Asia and come back. That's it.
That's pretty cool. That's it. Okay.
I was not the headliner. I was always like a support musician, things like that, events, stuff with my dad. So it was, I don't know, it was freaking awesome. But at the same time, at that time, it was just like part of, I grew up like that. So I never realized until I then grew up and started doing things by myself. Yeah. That it was something cool, right? So
yeah. What's the coolest city that you played in?
Like people's gonna hate me, but honestly, playing in Mexico is sick. Like honestly, like it's the audience. The people screaming. If they don't like you, they don't like you. Like I have to say it right away. Like I have seen bands being there, like trying to jump all around to avoid all the beers they're throwing. It's like not every time. It's just, but when the audience likes the music and the show that you're performing, it's just wild. Like I have never seen something like that before.
That's cool. Yeah. I can't even picture it because I've never been to a show in Mexico.
It's crazy. And I was a small band. Yeah. Like, I was like a small glam rock band. I've been friends. I have a couple of friends that are different bands, musicians that were my teachers. Yeah. And they playing really big bands, and it's like, Jesus Christ, man! If he jumps into the audience, they're gonna hit him. Like, what is going on here? It's awesome. It's awesome. But also, like every city I play, there's something special. Like in Chiliø, we play Ottawa, and we said like, it's gonna be okay. It was wild. It was awesome. Yeah. Girl mosh pit all around. Yeah, it was.
I was so sad because I had impaled my foot the night before. I couldn't do anything. Just sit there.
Yeah, I know. It's sometimes, you know what? Like sometimes you go to cities that you don't expect it's gonna react like that. Yeah. And wow, you want to go back. It's like,
yeah, I feel like Ottawa was one of the better shows.
Ottawa.
And Montreal.
Montreal was good. Montreal was good.
Yeah.
But what was Hamilton? When you guys came back?
That was Bracebridge.
Bracebridge was sick. That was good as well. Yeah, Canada has been great. I love it. Love it.
Even the minus 40.
Minus 40 is great. There's. I love Canada.
It's okay. I lived in Germany for a winter, and I've never been the same. Because I experienced winter that doesn't make you want to die.
No, and just all of you guys let you know, we recorded the album that we're releasing right now. I don't know when is this gonna be out, but we recorded an album, and it was cold. It was like minus 45
Yeah.
one night. Edmonton, it was a little bit up, and I was like, no, I just want to cry. Chris was like our singer. He was wearing just a hoodie, and I was like, God damn.
Yeah, he's from Grand Prairie. He's built differently.
Oh no, definitely. I can yeah, of course. But yeah, no, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
Eat healthy. Do exercise. Try to focus because it's really important, especially if you're like a musician or a singer or an actress or I don't know. You need to have like mentally. You need to be focused on your health.
Yeah, you kind of don't have anything without that.
Yeah.
Like you'd literally be dead, so.
Yeah, I agree.
Next topic I had was about living in different countries.
Yeah.
Which is something we both have experience with. So yeah, we can both relate to a certain extent in that we both lived in different countries. For me, I lived in Germany, which was honestly the best time of my life. It was so amazing. But what has that experience been like for you, especially moving to countries where you have to speak a different language than your native language?
So I'm speaking right now here in Canada. Like my first language is Spanish. I love English, but I will say the time that I was in France, Normandy, because I understood French, but I had no idea how to speak French at all. That's because of my family, right? My grandmother's from France, and yeah, I have a rusty kind of idea of my French. What a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like no, like I have to say it, like country, awesome. People, amazing. The food, oh my God. The weather was pretty nice. But yeah, trying to communicate, trying to express your ideas, and when you can't, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna use English, but
They don't get it if they don't speak the language.
or maybe no. Like what I'm always trying to do is just like I try to speak first in the language.
Yeah.
Saying I do not speak your language, but I'm trying and sorry, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like more chill, like, oh well, at least this is stupid.
At least you made
trying,
an effort.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then they help. Here in Canada has been amazing. It's been awesome. I love it. I honestly, people like there's people all around the world, from India, from like I have friends from Philippines, like in the band, like we're Brazilian,
Brazil,
Mexican, Filipino, States, like multicultural country. I love it, and I never experienced like a challenge with the language. I have broken English, and I'm pretty sure everyone is gonna notice. Come by this. I don't know. It's cool. It's also like change the way you think. Your brain is just like a chip that one day you wake up and then you start understanding things like that you didn't understand before.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, that's it.
Or then you're like thinking in that other language, and then all of a sudden you're like dreaming in the other language too.
Oh yeah.
And then you'll try to like explain a word in the other language, but you can't remember what it is in your own language, but you understand it.
Yeah.
That happens to me a lot with German.
And what happens to me is like when I get super tired, I can't. I'm like, if I have broken English, when I'm super tired, it's like, no. And it's so fun because like our other guitar player, Rick speaks Portuguese, a little bit Spanish, English, and when he's super tired, he starts speaking Portuguese, and I'm speaking Spanish, and then we kind of relate, but it's like, no, please.
Yeah, I love like listening to him and Bea like on the phone. The one time he drove me to a concert at the Saladome because it was on his way home, and then Bea called him, and I didn't understand anything other than like she wanted pizza.
Oh, okay,
and it was so funny.
Yeah, I don't know, and they're from the south, like they speak different, right? Because we have, like, you met during the tour, you met Leo and you met Arthur, that were two Brazilians from the other band that we tour with, that is Downcast, sick band, and they have a different accent. They're more strong, but it's more, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, they're a little bit more fun.
Yeah. That's like to my friend that you talked to on the phone. She wants to move here from Colombia. I remember when I was talking to her, I was like talking to her about Sofia Vergara. I was like, that can't be real. Like, nobody talks like that. She's like, no, they do. From that region, they do. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's insane.
But it's awesome. I love accents.
Yeah, me too.
I especially Colombian accents.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. It's awesome. Everybody says they have a fame that there's some accents that are hotter than other ones. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. I remember my friend Catherine would always try to make me say stuff in Spanish when I was drunk, and then she would tell me what it meant afterwards, and it would always be something horrible and vulgar. Like, why would you make me say that?
I tried to do that at the office. Someone said, like, I don't know, like trying to involve them to the slang.
Yeah.
Like, instead of saying, hey, how are you in Spanish, just say, ¿qué pedo? Right? And everyone's like, what does that mean? Is that good? Is that like, you just said it. You said, go for it. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
They hate me in the office for that.
Yeah, my high school German teacher also would do stuff like that. He told us that one time he took a friend to Germany and they didn't speak any German, and he told them to go and ask for shower lamps, which translates to du Schlampe.
Okay.
Which if you separate it to du and Schlampe, it's you slut. So this person who didn't speak any German was just going around calling everybody in the store a slut and didn't understand why they were getting mad at him.
Why are you looking like that, man? Are you gonna help me or not?
Yeah. I remember one time it happened to me. I was like probably like 3 or 4 months deep in living in Germany, and my German was very fluent at this point. And I was just like talking to this butcher at a grocery store, and he thought I was Irish for some reason. Don't have an Irish accent at all. But I said something to him, and then he said something back, but I just didn't hear him because he was quiet. So I said, like, can you repeat yourself? And he thought I just didn't understand him, so he immediately started speaking English to me, and I was like, no. Like, what? Like, what? Why are you talking? I was like, is my German that bad?
I'm so sorry. No, honestly, like I have a cousin. He lives in Germany. Every time I look at him, like, I can relate certain things because it's the mother language of English. Mm-hmm. But it's hard. Like, no. And then I have another cousin, and he speaks Russian.
Oh God.
Same thing.
That's
it's
even
like
harder. It's a different alphabet too.
Yeah, but I understand that it's the same way they look at us. It's like
yeah. It's like.
What do you think was the hardest part of living in a different country?
Just being away from my friends and my family.
Okay.
But then honestly, I would have good times and be like, yeah, it's fine.
I will say the food, honestly. I miss the taco. Yeah. Like the real ones, guys. The real ones. Not Taco Bell. I'm so sorry.
No, Taco Bell. It's trash, but it's good when you're high.
It's college.
Yeah. I ate it a lot in university. Yeah, it's cheap.
Yeah, I agree. We don't call it taco.
No, the food was better in Germany, so I can't relate on that front than here. Because a lot of, especially in Munich, because you're close to Italy, so all the fruit is like really fresh.
You got all the crowd, and yeah, it's awesome. I miss the tacos. Okay, guys.
But on that topic, this is like not mental health related at all. On the topic of Mexican food. I had the worst Mexican food I've ever had in my life in Germany. Because it's so far away. All of us in our group got food poisoning. Every single one of us.
I'm not going to, Italy to try find out some Filipino legit food. It's like, that's not how it works. Free.
I know, but we're living there. We're like, we've eaten enough German food at this point.
Let's go to Mexican.
Yeah. It was my Colombian friend that wanted to go there. Jesus
Christ. I need to meet her in person. I'm going to tell you something. No. That kind of advices, not allowed here.
She did take me to a Colombian food festival in Munich, and it was really good.
I have a rule. If they speak Spanish in the kitchen, go for it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Those are the best empanadas I've ever had.
There you go.
Oh my God, I still dream about them. It's been 5 years. Back on topic. On that theme, what has been your favorite place that you've ever lived, and why?
That's an interesting question. I honestly think here. Why? Because it was a new start. Like Canada gave me the opportunity to start again in a different way, to follow the things that I was trying to reach out as a musician, and like also trying to find certain kind of peace. Not just like I'm not saying that my country is dangerous. Like every country is dangerous if you don't really take care of yourself. Like if someone tells you don't go there and you go there, well, that also happens here and in Germany and in everywhere. But Canada, I don't know, like it gives me something related with the passion of music and the support of the artist that I could not find anywhere else. Especially talking about rock and roll, hard rock, punk rock, things like that. And like honestly, that gave you stability mentally. Like if you see people that can follow their own dreams in a certain way, that it's easier and so like, oh, okay, here is doable. Mentally helps a lot. It's a little bit sour at taste because it's like I want to do the same thing in my own country, but I couldn't. And maybe it was the way that I tried to. Maybe there was a way, but I tried everything. And kind of was like, well, come here, let's try it. I was working. So, jeez, I have to say Canada. Canada right now, yeah.
I'm just curious because I know for some people it's hard to get into Canada. Was it like hard for you or was it easy, like the immigration process?
So this is the thing. The first year is always the worst. Like you're getting used to a lot of stuff. You don't know, like even like if you're paying a lot or you're not paying a lot.
Like like no frame of reference.
Yeah, no, it's like, and like you when you travel a lot, you know a little bit better than the others, but at the same time, it's a new country, new culture. We do stuff in Mexico that we hug and kiss everyone. It's like, hey, what's up? Here's like, how you doing?
That's the awkward nod.
Hey, bud.
And, sorry, I got too close to you. Sorry, bud.
And then it's just like, okay, I need to restructure myself a certain way, but then also try not to stop being yourself, right? Your essence of how I am. It's the first year was crazy. The weather, I mean, you get jackets. You can just put them on and drive a car.
Not leave your house. It's fine.
It's like, try to work from home.
Our house, literally, the back door was like, the lock had ice on it, and like the bottom of the door is covered in ice. And then like people are like, well, you need to turn humidity down, but I tried and I couldn't find it on our thermostat. So
the wall connections get frozen. And I was like,
literally the ceiling in this room was falling off, like the popcorn ceiling. It was so cold in
Come
here.
to Canada. You're gonna love it.
Great. Me trying to convince my friend Catherine to move here. I'm like, don't tell her about the weather.
No. So okay, well, but we have to say something. Here in Calgary, we have the Chinook. Yeah. And that's awesome.
And it's the sunniest city in the country.
Yeah. So nice. it could be like today, it could be -10, -15, and tomorrow it could be +10, +11, something like that. Nice. That was awesome. Yeah. That was awesome. And like honestly, I love Canada. Like every country, if you move to every country, you're gonna find difficulties. Yeah. But I love it. The people here, you guys, like you're the best example. You're treating me like family right away. Just come here and party and that's awesome. Yeah. It's interesting, like, the different culture shocks you get when you move to places, too. Like, I know with me for Germany, it was just, like, the things that were common sense for them that I'm like, we don't have this in Canada, so it's not common sense for me. Oh, yeah. Well, like, they told me I had to... My host parents got mad at me because I didn't open the window once a day to, like, let the air, like, the moisture out of the room. Because the house was made of, like, bricks and not wood, so I didn't know I had to do that, and there was mold growing on the walls. Yeah. Well, in Mexico, we have the concrete, right? Like, cultural shock. Like here in Canada, you don't have earthquakes. And I'm from Mexico City, and worst earthquakes ever in my life. Like, not just in Mexico City, around the country, but Jesus Christ. Like, I can sleep. And it's so fun because there was an alarm the other day, and we have an alarm in Mexico City that sounds when there's an earthquake. And I woke up, I started running, and when I was running, I just remember I saw an email from my condo, the condo people saying it's gonna be just a fire alarm testing, and I was just running for my life. I was like, earthquake. God damn. And I was like, no, it's Canada. Go back. Okay, it's all good.
The other day with the like government sent out that alert for like the extreme cold.
Electricity and stuff, right?
I was playing The Last of Us 2 and it was a very intense part of the game and I swear to God I almost shit my pants. Like it was so scary. I was like, what the fuck?
We're going down.
The apocalypse is starting.
Okay, so we received an alert that basically was saying like, please try not to use like if you have all like your lights on or things like that, turn it off, because like apparently Calgary was using a lot of energy at that time and it was like super cold and try to not, how I can say like
overrun the grid so people lose electricity in -40.
Yeah. That's a cultural shock in Mexico. If you're in a room, you turn the lights off, right?
Yeah.
And then you kind of arrive here like 2 p.m., 1 p.m. in the afternoon and everything.
Everybody's got all the lights on.
Yeah, it's like my mom would kill me if I did.
My mom used to get so mad at me because I'd leave all the lights
on. Do you pay for it? No, right? You turn it off.
I remember my first time living in an apartment building and we got our electricity bill and I used too much. I literally lived in darkness for a month with candles. I was like,
I'm never gonna recover from
never
that.
using this light ever again.
But yeah,
adulting.
Cultural shocks. Well, that like food. No, food is awesome. Like you can cook.
Yeah.
You learn how to cook. If you want really, you can cook. The way you guys party, that's a cultural shock. We finish at 6 a.m. in the morning. We hug each other without doing after parties, things like that. Hear everything at 2 a.m.
We're like, all right,
bye.
Bedtime.
Yeah, and honestly, like we are like heavy drinkers. We prefer to drink a lot, and like weed is not legal in Mexico.
Yeah.
Here is legal, so people prefer to smoke weed than drink.
Yeah.
So it's just a different vibe. Everybody's chilling and talking and I don't know, video games, whatever. Yeah. And we have like a wild nightclub life. Things like that, right?
I remember that became legal while I was living in Germany, and when I came home, I was like, I don't know what to expect. Like, what am I coming home to?
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Do you think that decision affect the mental health of the Canadians in general?
Yeah,
for
I think so.
Or for a bad? Or
I think it was for the good because now you don't have all these people like doing something that they're stressed about getting arrested for.
Yeah, they don't have the taboo, right? Yeah, they're gonna do it anyways.
And now more people are open to it and have realized like it's a good tool for mental health actually. Like, even my mom used to be super against it. Like, she told me, like, if I ever catch you with weed in my house, I'm kicking you out. And now she, like, just doesn't care. Like...
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Give me some.
She hasn't gotten that far yet, but she just doesn't care. Like, my grandpa took it when he had cancer, and it helped with his pain, so, like...
Oh, yeah. I know certain people that do the same thing. Like, honestly, I think that if you take out the taboo of it, it's good. Yeah.
Even though alcohol's worse for you, so like...
And it, like, that's the thing, just... They start realizing that it's like, it's legal, but it's controlled. They have really good control of it here in Canada, and it's just like going to a liquor store.
Yeah.
Like,
you just go to a weed dispensary, you go buy it, and it's less likely to be laced with something now.
Yeah, I've done the drugs, get that.
Do whatever's best for you.
Maybe just a little. Just watching a movie. Or at your, I don't know, Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
Or right now. Or
whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you're feeling. On another note, what do you miss most about Mexico?
In the beginning was my friends.
Yeah.
But I have to say, when we started, like when I decided to move to Canada, I was like, I'm moving to Canada and I'm going to do a lot of stuff there and I'm going to work really hard there. So before I go, I need to party with my friends. Mm-hmm. And we partied 4 months. Like, it was 4 or 5 months straight from, like, Tuesday to Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But there were days that I just remember I woke up and they were in my condo, like, ringing the bell. The security guard that was in the building, he was just like, oh, yeah, just go. They already knew who were all of them. Tuesday, 11 a.m. in the morning, things like that. Welcome to the party. Open the door and party hard. And it's like, he's leaving. And I'm leaving in months.
Yeah.
So when I came here, I was like, I need to keep
Well,
going.
like, amped up.
I miss them a lot. They miss me. But, like, honestly, they are doing their stuff.
Yeah.
You need to start doing your own stuff and support your friends. But life is changing all the time. So you cannot just be like,
yeah. Also,
I want to
like,
stay forever and party
even
forever.
if you stayed there, like, you probably wouldn't even be hanging out with them all the time anyways.
Oh, no.
Because, like, I live one city over from where I grew up. And I don't see any of my friends, like, ever.
I know, like,
school and shit.
Right now, one just moved close to the beach, and the sister just moved to Australia.
Yeah.
My best friend just moved to Barcelona. The other one just moved. It's going to the States. So it's like, if you're not moving, they're gonna move, and everyone's gonna move.
Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah, my best friend lives on the other side of the country, like near Ottawa.
And then your other friend lives in Colombia.
Then my other, like, I have 3 best friends. And then the other one, like, just moved back from Vancouver. But she still lives, like, a city over. So I'm like, oh, that's so much effort to drive, like, an hour.
There you go.
So, yeah.
So that's one thing. I will say my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think in certain way work, like, the music industry in Mexico, I missed it a little bit as well. It's hard to talk about the music industry in Mexico, if I'm honest. They say that there's bands that came from nowhere without any support and they made it. And if they can, you can. Yes, but no. honestly, like, I met, and there's if this goes, like, someone that I met, they're gonna hate me. But it's the truth. I have met people in the industry, in the music industry in Mexico, that they have been supported, and if they don't like you, you're done. Just like that. Yeah, and if you did something to a friend of a friend of a friend, you're done. That's it. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's, like, too tight knit.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like, luckily, we never did that.
Yeah.
Luckily, we always, like, if you're good vibes, that's gonna come back all the time. Yeah. But what I miss about the music industry in Mexico is just, like, the way that you can perform it is cheaper.
Yeah. Canada's so expensive.
It's cheaper than here. But yeah, like, the support in certain ways. Yeah, if you connect with one, they connect with everyone. Here in Canada, it's a little bit harder. Yeah. Like, it's the opportunities to make it real. They're, like, the chances are bigger. Mm-hmm. But it's harder. Like, you have a lot of competition, and it's not like just competition. It's really good competition. Yeah. There's, like, they record with a producer, and then you record with a professional producer, and then they're, like, record with the same producer you work with, and then you have, like, albums competing, and then the sounds, and then it's like, we all try to build this scene and grow together. But at the same time, you got really good competition here. It's like, Jesus Christ.
It's the same with the concert photography stuff, too. That's part of why I kind of shifted away from it. Because it's, like, too much for me.
No, there's, like, I knew some dudes the other day. It was like, grab a guitar and just, can I use your guitar? You put the guitar on. It's like, you're a shredder. So, what is going on? God damn, man. And Mexico is a little bit different. We have really good musicians, really, really, really good musicians, but you know where they are. Like, it's not like a random dude who grabs the guitar and then it's like, what? It's a really weird case. Yeah. Here, it happens 100% of the time. Like, going to buy a guitar, just a dude, can I try the guitar? Wow. Yeah. Wow. So,
Jimbo in the next room.
Jimmy, our bass player, is in the next room. He looks like an engineer. Yeah. Put on 6-string bass guitar and start playing.
Literally, I call him Funk Master James.
Funk's Master James, I agree. Like, Jesus Christ, he started, like, jamming with us. Spain. It's a song from Chiliø. Killed it. We're like, yeah, he knows. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get into more deep topics now.
Let's go.
You mentioned to me in the past that you struggled with, like, dissociation and feeling like you're on, like, airplane mode in your day-to-day life. And why do you think that is something that you do?
I discovered that there was in a different, like, occasions. The first time was, like, because as a musician, you're really emotional, right? But it also involves experience that you lived in the past, like trauma. So your brain, it's like, nope, this is a way to protect you. Right? And when you're a kid, it's okay. It's like people who's, like, in their phones all the way. Like they're trying to avoid stress or
Yeah.
just what happened to me. I experienced that since I was a really young kid. My grandma, my grandfather, my brother, friends, like also friends. It was a friend that we saw 2 days before that, right? So things like that happen, and everything life goes so fast that you start like backing up mentally, and wow, it affects because one day you wake up and you're like, what is going on? When we were on tour and we were partying, same thing. Like when I was traveling with my dad and I was doing shows, it was just like wake up, go to the airport, arrive to the check-in, go play, and then go again, right? Like the same thing. It was just like in a bubble of things, like just let it flow, but not in a healthy way, right?
Yeah.
I think you need to take your time, breathe in, breathe out, and say like, come back.
Yeah.
If the difficult part of it is that people can realize that they are dissociating or they cannot.
Yeah.
And I am the one of the kind that we realize that we are doing it. Like one day I was just like, I feel like if I'm in a dream, like if I'm remembering something, like being scuba diving, just looking at it, like it's weird, right?
Yeah.
But I realized, and I was like, oh, okay, come back. Experience, touch things. This is real. Come on.
Like ground yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. It's just like trying to protect yourself. Yeah, I think that was why, because a lot of emotions since a really young age. And how do I go from there? Trying to take it as professional as possible. I think that's the best way. If you are an artist who loves, I don't know, movies, if you love to write or to paint or to do music, or that helps a lot. Is you're a guitarist, right? So I'm a musician. I read music. That's my catharsis. That's what helps. Right?
Yeah. Same. I would like whenever I'm sad, Chris knows because I put on like the same 3 artists that write like the songs that speak to my soul, and I'll just like sing at the top of my lungs. Yeah. And then I always feel better. Like,
that's awesome. Honestly, with me it's a little bit hard because I always try to be positive.
Yeah.
With everyone, you know me, so I'm like, yeah, let's do it, let's do it. Like, so yeah, I'm trying to hide it. That's really bad. That's really bad. But if you have someone that you can talk with and say like, I'm under the weather today, tell them. Yeah. Tell them it's not wrong to say that you're not feeling great. Yeah. Because it helps a lot.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think are some strategies you could try to prevent yourself from like dissociating in situations?
Well, if you notice that you're doing it, as I was saying, like trying to connect with yourself again, trying to touch things, trying to breathe in, breathe out, analyze what is happening at that time. Why do you think you're doing it to protect yourself? Talk with someone. That's the best way to do it. I met someone from the music scene that we were like kind of dating, and she was like, I used to do this as well a lot. So then we related, and it was like, okay, when do you think like it starts, right? I was like, oh no, well, I don't know, when I have panic or things like that, because also happens like when you're on stage. It could happen when you're on stage. Yeah, it's like stage mode, turn it on, do the show, and then come back, and then you just don't realize. You just, it's
like you wake up when you're done the show.
Yeah, and that's horrible. Yeah, because it's your passion. You go there, and then you just like click.
Yeah, I've been doing that too. When I take photos at shows, I'm like in a mode, and I'm like, I don't acknowledge other people around me. I'm like, I'm just here to take photos, and
then just happen.
Yeah. And then the show's done, and I'm like, oh, I don't even remember anything that just happened. So.
Yeah, so things that you can do is try to connect with yourself and the world. Yeah. I'm not an expert. I went to therapy. Nothing extreme, just like regular stuff. Yeah. And like some breathing exercises, try to write stuff. Yeah. Also, like for me that I'm speaking in English and my mother language is in Spanish, try to reconnect. Yeah. Because it's also a different mode, right? Yeah. Doing music, I love to do music. Helps me a lot. Helps me to bring all the the emotions that I don't want to feel are like exploded in
Yeah.
the recording. Yeah.
Yeah, I know one thing that when I did therapy in high school, they always told me to do like this grounding exercise where you're like, 5 things you can see. Okay, 4 things you can touch. 3 things you can hear. 2 things you can smell. And 1 thing you can taste. And then you're like, oh shit, I'm back in the moment.
And then you repeat. If you think you don't get it, then you repeat and you repeat and you repeat. Yeah. Anxiety is a thing. Stress is a thing. Depression is a thing. Dissociation is a thing. You know what? What I noticed, because it's also like a family thing.
Yeah.
Like, my mother suffers from anxiety. And it was like, when I was younger, I was like, oh, well, just calm down, here's a tea, relax.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
No,
it's
that's not
thing.
as simple.
But you don't notice until you experience it.
Yeah.
And I remember the day I experienced my first panic anxiety attack.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn,
Mm-hmm.
what happened? Like, I was like, it was fear. It was like, no, it was the worst, because I always felt like I was Superman, and then the day happened, I was like, what?
Yeah.
So I went with her and I told her, I'm so sorry. Like, she was like, no, you're cool. Like, everything's good. Yeah, I know, but now I completely understand. Like, I'm sorry, right? Yeah. If you never experienced something like that, awesome.
Yeah, lucky
But
you.
yeah, but when someone tells you, like, is feeling anxiety and feeling bad or nervous or things like that, try to be more conscious about it. Trying to talk with that person, because they can even think that they're dying at that time.
Yeah, don't tell them not to worry.
Yeah,
like, make them worry
just
more.
Just be chill. No worry. No, that don't help at all.
No. No, I was like told in high school that I had generalized anxiety disorder. Turns out that's also not true, because I just have bipolar disorder, and it was a symptom of mania. But I just remember I'd be like anxious for months at a time, and then in moments when I'm not anxious, my brain would be like, okay, but why are you not anxious? Now I'm anxious about not being anxious, and it's just like a never-ending cycle.
And also, like, for example, I was doing things that I started drinking coffee every day, and I was not that tolerant. Yeah, and I was not that, so like I could not do a lot of coffee, but I started drinking coffee every day, and I started running 8 kilometers at least 4 times a week, and not sleeping well. Same as like touring when I was a young kid. Like, my body says like, you're done. And I love like also Red Bull, Monsters, like, energy drinks in general. I start drinking energy drinks in general, and then one day my body said like, no, you're done.
Yeah.
Anxiety came back. I remember we played a show, Brie. I'm pretty sure you remember. I don't know. Yeah, I think you were there. We played a show. It was a festival.
Was it that one in the like at that farm?
Yeah. We played. I forgot a song. I was taking medicine. I was in the middle of a show. We were, and then I just look at Rick, and my guitar player, and I was like, "Bro, you know the song. Go for it, man." I just. Blank. I don't know what happened. It's the first time, the last time that happened until now. Thank God. And I already know what not to do. But yeah, also like, take care of that. Like, if you're not sleeping, you just try to avoid caffeine, do a lot of exercise, just try to take time to eat healthy, go to the gym, and you sleep well.
Yeah.
Because
sleep's important.
Yeah, if not, everybody's gonna look you like.
Yeah. When I'm like, sometimes, like, because I'm on meds for my bipolar, but even, like, you still have the freaking disorder, so, like, you'll still have, like, episodes, and if I'm, like, starting to get manic or, like, hypomanic, I'm like, I don't want to sleep, and then I take my meds, and they're like, no, bitch, you're going to sleep right now, and then I fall asleep, like, instantly. It's
crazy, but yeah, like, and if, I don't know, I was, like, really simple thing, but if you have something that you really think that you cannot control, go talk with an expert.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with, like, I know there are different cultures, and when you say something like, I want to go to therapy, some people say like, oh, you think you're crazy, and it's not like that. Just go. Everybody needs to take therapy. It doesn't, even if you think like, oh, I'm feeling awesome, go.
Yeah. They'll make your whole life make sense. You'll like say something, and then they'll be like, "Oh, but this is happening because of this one thing that happened in your childhood."
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh.
That's why I realized a lot of stuff. It was like, those are my traumas. I'm just speaking directly, like, just in front of my demons right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, learn also to be with yourself. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
Something that if you can meditate,
Mm-hmm.
it's really healthy because nobody wants to speak with their own demons,
No.
especially as a musicians. Believe me, like, and you have to.
Yeah.
But when you do it, there are better stuff coming. Like even like yeah, in your art, the way that you connect with people.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Therapy is awesome.
Oh yeah.
So I did end up looking up some suggestions on the internet of how to prevent dissociation. So I was like, why don't we just go through some of them? And I got these from mind.org.uk. I don't know why everything I search up medical comes up like from the UK. I don't know why my internet settings are like that, but
They're real good.
I trust it because I'm like, oh, it's Oxford, you know.
Honestly,
Cambridge.
I believe you.
I will link the article I got from in the description. And yeah, so the first tip they said was keep a journal because it can help you become more aware of different parts of your identity and help you remember more of what happened while you dissociated. I don't have a journal. I forget things too fast and I just can't write them. I did journal when I lived in Germany just because I wanted to remember everything.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because I started in English and then it slowly turned into like half English, half German, and then just straight German.
That's
Yeah.
how your brain is started
Yeah.
like switching. That's cool.
Yeah.
I will say like if you don't have the time to write down, you can also do
Like a voice memo.
yeah, voice memo. Like you
Yeah.
feel like a CSI.
Yeah.
Say,
I have
today, 1922, we got.
Yeah. I have so many random voice memos in my phone because I'll just get like random lyric ideas and I'm like, I have to talk this or I'm going to forget it. Or like a melody.
3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, don't forget. Next morning, you're like,
What the fuck is this? I can't even hear anything.
yeah, that happens a lot. But no, for dissociation,
Yeah.
you can do that as well.
Another tip was to try visualization. So this can help you deal with difficult thoughts or feelings. It can help you relax in stressful situations and can bring you peace. This actually works really well. Like, for me, I did this type of therapy called ART, which I actually recorded an episode about. I don't know when I'm putting it out. But shit's crazy.
Just gonna be one day. Order.
Shit's crazy. Like, basically, I don't know if you've heard of EMDR therapy. It's like eye movement therapy.
No, I haven't.
Where they make you like relive a memory and the therapist just does this in front of your face and you have to track their hand
Okay.
while you're remembering things in your head and it like rewires how your brain thinks of that memory.
Oh.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Like I literally did it and I came out of it and I was like, holy shit, all my trauma is gone. Like I felt fine. I could look at those memories and not have any like anxiety at all.
That's something. Yeah. Go with an expert because you can also like have you block completely.
Yeah.
It's something that happens and then I have friends there's like, do you remember when you I don't know, I remember there was a show that I completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
And it was because I was really stressed because people that I really care about were there. So
Yeah.
for my brain was more, like easy to block it, perform. And then there was something, you kill it. Do you remember that show? I was like, I forgot about the show. I completely forgot to
Yeah.
tell me everything. You guys were awesome. And I was like, how did I forgot about the
Yeah.
show? Like, no, that's sad. Right?
Yeah.
So,
I have a lot of blocked out memories from high school. I like have bits and pieces and there's no timeline of what happened. And so like part of that is what I was doing in therapy and just like, holy shit, those memories are there. They're just buried.
I think, yeah, schools, like, it can also happen a lot in school, especially if you suffer from bullying or things like that. Yeah, don't be that guy. Please.
Fuck bullies.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you. It sounds like I was bullying the bullies.
Just remember, if there's a bully, it's because that person has experienced something in
Yeah.
their own place and they're trying to, they don't have this idea of how to get out of that feeling. So then they do it with others. Don't do that.
No.
Talk with them.
Okay, the next one we've already kind of talked about is grounding techniques. So
Okay.
like coming back and like what you're feeling and what you're seeing, what you're hearing.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of thing. So this can help you reconnect to the present moment and your body, and it can help cope with intrusive thoughts, difficult thoughts, feelings, or memories. This is also like just like meditation or doing yoga.
Yoga is the best.
I love yoga.
It's the best.
It's so good. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to do yoga today. And then I do it and I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm so glad I did that.
Also that, like, push you to do stuff.
It's always the hardest to, like, start.
Yeah.
And then once you do it, you're, like, glad you did.
It's like, I don't want to work out. Go.
Just, like, say you're going to work
Just
out
do
for
it.
5 minutes because then you're already doing it. And you're like, well, I might as well just keep going.
Like, even if you just walk around the street and then say,
Yeah.
like, I'm going to do it for 5 minutes. I'm going to go and then I'm going to come back. And then you're going to wanting to keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The next one is to try practical strategies. So, like, wearing a watch to remind you of the time and date. Like, if you're that dissociated that you don't know what time it is, where you are, like, that kind of thing. You can also keep a list of friends and family and their contact details with you so that you can talk to them if you're distressed.
Wow. I have never been like that. Like, that's
this is
really,
super,
really,
super.
really deep. Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then, this is, like, writing notes to yourself in the house or on a whiteboard. So, like, if you're, like, having a dissociated moment, like, in your office or something, you can, like, look and say, oh, read this thing, and then, oh, okay.
Wow. That's shocking.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot imagine myself, and I hope never happens. But, yeah, just looking around, where am I? Wow, I would be, yeah.
I've had a few moments like that. One was at, like, a rave. It was my first rave ever, and I had gotten no sleep. It, like, literally had been almost 48 hours since I had slept. That's the mania for you. And then you're hearing this, like, trance music.
Even you go to sleep,
And
and then
then-
you're still in your head. Like,
Yeah. And it's not a great music to be listening to when you're overexhausted. I just started, like, dissociating and hallucinating, and I was like, I don't know where I am.
Jesus, I never been like
Then I had a
that.
really bad panic attack, and then I left and sat in my car till the rave was over so that Chris
And
could come home with me.
you were already, like, diagnosed or not yet?
No, I wasn't yet, so I had no idea what was going on.
Check marks. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, good times. Mania is fun until it isn't.
Yeah, well, we're talking about this association. We're not talking about alcohol as well,
Yeah.
right? Because there's some experience and then you just wake up. And
Where you, like, you're so drunk, you go to the bathroom and stare at yourself, and you're like, you motherfucker, you're so drunk right now.
Or you just look around. Oh, hello. No, this is different.
Yeah. Okay, another one was to make a personal crisis plan. So you're supposed to make this when you're well and not distressed, so that you can explain what you want to happen if you're not well enough to make decisions about treatment. So this is, like, very serious, like,
Yeah.
like borderline needing to go to the hospital.
Yeah, like, honestly, I keep saying it. Like, if you're feeling weird, like, if for any reason you just have, like, a thought that you're not feeling as you used to feel,
Mm-hmm.
talk with someone. There's always support. Like, at least here in Canada,
Yeah.
there a helpline that you can call. There's also, like, most of the companies, they have their own counseling.
Yeah.
So you can
In
go.
Alberta too. I don't know about the other provinces. They probably have something similar, but this is what I'm doing right now. They have a free mental health program
Mhm.
in Alberta. It's called Access Mental Health. I can link that too because it's really great. It's free therapy for a year
Oh, that's
through a
awesome.
walk-in clinic type of place at a hospital. It took me 7 months to get in on the wait list, but once now I'm like panicking. I'm like, oh my god, when the year's over, who am I gonna go see? Because my therapist is amazing.
Yeah, that's yeah. Just
But
go for it.
it's awesome. Like, it's great, and they do, like, video therapy too if you need, so that you don't have to, like, drive somewhere.
Yeah, that's something I miss about Mexico. Honestly, I can talk about that. Here
Yeah.
is big. In Mexico, it's really fast to get medical attention.
Mm-hmm.
Here, like, it's really good. I'm not saying it's not good. It's really good, but it can take hours.
Long time.
Like the other day, Ricky's baby,
Yeah.
2 months, baby. It was like 5 hours in the hospital, something like
Sounds
that.
about right. It's getting worse too because a lot of nurses are quitting and
Yeah, and there's not that much hospital. Like here, it's not like in Mexico City. You have like private hospitals and public hospitals. Like here, it's just like
everything's public.
everything is public, and it's like honestly, the doctors are really good. But yeah, like the time, it
Yeah.
is.
Even to see a specialist.
No, and I completely
Takes a
understand.
long
And then you
time.
got like the wait list, and then they'll check if they can do the stuff for you, like the surgery and
Yeah.
stuff for you or not. If you arrive and you're kind of dying, of course they're gonna come here.
There's certain things too, like because I have fibromyalgia, and it takes most people. I think I googled it. The wait list for a rheumatologist in Alberta is like almost 2 years. I got in after 3 months because I'm young.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, there's something really fucking wrong with you if you're having all these symptoms and you're in your 20s.
Yeah.
So they see you faster, and also there's less people with those symptoms.
Yeah, no,
when you're younger, so
it's kind of tricky. That's something I missed.
Yeah. But like I had a nose surgery when I was younger because I had like a deviated septum.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like almost 2 years from the time I went and saw my doctor and had an X-ray and then had my surgery. Like it was almost 2 full years because I had to wait for like 8 months just to see the ENT, and then I had to wait another 6 months or so to get on like the wait list for the surgery.
You can take a ticket to Mexico City, see a specialist, private hospital, pay it. That's the thing. You need to pay it. So that's the thing. Like, well, I mean, you're Canadian, right? So
yeah. That's what I'm like, these Americans and their freaking private health care.
Do you know? Yeah.
Like, I don't want that. I want to not have to pay to go to the doctor.
Do you know how many people in the U.S. cross the border just to go to the dentist, just to go to the...
This is cheaper?
Yeah, and it's a really good, like, treatment, like, patient, doctor. It's
my
awesome.
coworker, her husband is from Mexico, and they went there for Christmas, and her kid had appendicitis, so they had to go to the hospital there, and she said it was way better than here. Yeah,
it's fast. So yeah, it's not free. Here is free.
Mm-hmm.
Free taxes.
Yeah.
But it's free.
But it feels free, and you don't have to pay thousands. You're not owing your whole life to the hospital after you have an accident.
That's true. Or an ambulance, or that's true. But yeah, it's way faster there. God gives, God takes.
Yeah. Back to the tips. There's 2 more. So the other one is talk to people with similar experiences. So kind of like what I'm doing with this podcast. And peer support groups are a great idea. Like even like online forums like Reddit. Well, be careful on Reddit, but there's support groups out there that will have people who have similar experiences. Sometimes just reading that somebody else has been through something you've been through helps. So that, talk to friends, and
someone is like, I was dissociating, now I'm dissociating and think that the earth is flat. God damn.
Because I went on Reddit.
God damn.
And I also stumbled upon incels.
That sounds like Jimmy. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Awesome.
One more tip was take care of your well-being. I mean, that's kind of common sense, I think, but
do exercise.
Sleep, relax from time to time. Don't try to work on stuff constantly.
Like give you a break. Like honestly, one day, it's good. Like if you decide like this weekend I'm gonna chill one day, I don't know, like for me I'm a really fan of movies. Like I have tons. You already went to my place.
Yeah.
You notice. And I also got Netflix and whatever. It's not bad for you to sit down at least just one day and say like I'm gonna take my own personal time and just
focus on yourself.
Focus on looking at the wall. It's good. Or I'm gonna sleep 2 more hours. Or just take your time. Just take your time to do whatever you want, except work, please.
Yeah, exactly. Also diet. So eat regularly. Don't forget to eat. Keep your blood sugar stable, because that can cause anxiety too. Actually,
too many of everything is bad. Even if it's vegetables, if you too many of those, it's also gonna cause something. Everything needs to be balanced. Yeah.
And exercise, because it boosts dopamine, so it'll make you happier, and makes you feel better overall. I will say, if you work out angry, it's the best thing ever, and you feel so much better afterwards.
Oh yeah.
You take out all your anger on the weight that you're lifting, or the punching bag, or the bike you're riding.
So with my ex. Yeah. Not because of her.
But that's all of those from that website. So we're getting close to the end. So every week, I or my guest choose a song that is special to them.
Oh yeah.
That has either helped them through a tough time or just makes them feel good to share with the audience. So Do you have a song that you would like to share?
I have a song. It's really weird. Like I'm a really big fan of progressive rock. Not like I'm a really big fan of that kind as well, but this is not like Dream Theater or things like that. This is a band named Poppunkadelic that have this album. The first song of the album, the name is Chiliø. It's a ballad. So it was really weird to have a rock band, prog rock band, who started the first album like with a ballad. And the singer, oh my god, like he sings really high. Like it's a lot of emotions and passion and I think that song when I listen to that song at the beginning of my struggles in life, when I started focusing on music and said like I'm gonna use it to do a catharsis, that song helped me a lot. I was like, that dude is feeling something. He's connecting with me right now so much.
That's the best.
It's awesome. So maybe you like it, maybe no, maybe you said like, oh, that sounds so old. Maybe you said like, oh wow, that
I'm gonna go listen to it. I've never heard that song.
It's awesome.
I love songs like that. Like, there's some songs I've listened to where it's like in a different language. I have no idea what the fuck they're saying, but I can feel it.
This is English. This song is in English. There are a couple. I will say that.
Yeah, ballads. I love songs that are like deep and you can just feel the emotion in them.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know what happened to you, but oh my god! And then it's good because then you start reading about it. And then you connect, and then or you want to do something like that. It doesn't even matter if it's a photo or it's something completely different, and you want to try to put all your emotions in something. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so the last segment I do is a random question generator. All right. Oh. Okay, this one is, what issue will you always speak your mind about?
I honestly... Okay, you go first. Okay. Let me think.
I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm thinking too. There's a few, I feel like, for me. I have some things I'm, like, randomly passionate about for no reason. One of them being World War II.
Oh, no, I agree.
But I feel like the thing I'll always speak my mind about, like, is the environment. I like people get annoyed with me because I really care about the planet. Like, if we don't have the planet, we'll literally die. So,
you know what? I will say racism.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
No, me either.
I experience it.
Mm-hmm.
Not as bad as another friends from Mexico, I could say. But I still don't get it. And when someone like expresses like is racist with me, like I don't really give it the importance because I don't know. I just like it's easy to
reaction, you know.
Yeah, it's easy to just shake it.
I just don't get like the mindset.
Oh my god! Like why?
Yeah.
You're. What happens inside your head to try to be so harmful with someone? It's
definitely taught too. Like they're getting it from their parents, and their parents got it from their parents.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I've like
culture.
Obviously, I'm somebody with white privilege over here, but I'm like white as fuck.
I'm just Mexican vanilla. They made us in this color as well.
But my biggest like moment when I realized like the like white privilege I had was when I moved to Germany, and I had such an amazing experience because I saw other people who were not white have terrible experiences in Germany. For example, I was living there during the Syrian refugee crisis, and the way that the Germans treated the Syrian people was, like, not everybody, but a lot of people, it was disgusting. Like, the government shoved them into these, like, sea cans stacked on each other as houses. Mm-hmm. They weren't allowed to get jobs, so they're poor. Like, they're out begging, and then people would, like, turn up their nose at them. It's like, well, but they can't do anything else because the government won't let them work. And then other than that, like, I was a nanny. So I had a friend group that was all nannies, too, because we were in the Germans class together. And I had one friend from Mexico. Her name was Veri. And she was treated so terribly by her host family. Like, they were treating her like a slave. And it pissed me off to no end. I was like, girl, I will, like, rescue you from this family. Come and live with me.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And, yeah, I can say that I'm speaking from my privilege. Because, like, people has been racist with me because I'm Mexican,
Mm-hmm.
not because the color of my skin is a little bit more darker than others, right?
Yeah.
But I just don't get it.
No.
I honestly I don't get it. I hate it. It's ridiculous, especially 2023, 2024.
Yeah, exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So don't do it.
It's the same with like the homophobia and transphobia. I don't get that shit either.
No,
It's like,
just
like, what is your problem?
no, just like let it be.
Yeah. They're not doing anything wrong.
No, if they wanna, like, someone wants to be like in a certain way, just let them.
Yeah.
It's not you. It's not your body. It's not your thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's always
all
like
good.
the same people that are
Move
racist
around.
and homophobic and like misogynistic. Like, it's just bullshit.
I know. Also, like, yeah, you need to always like. You need to give respect and be respected.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, don't you have no right to say something about someone else.
Yeah.
Just let them be. You be you, and yeah,
Just chill.
whatever do.
Amen. But yeah, that kind of brings us to the end of the episode. Do you have any final thoughts before we wrap up?
No. No, all good.
We've been talking for a long time. So
Yeah, I
that's
know.
fine.
This is good, and we can keep going and going and going. We're really good friends.
Yeah, we could
So-
just chat all night.
Yeah, but someone is downstairs watching WrestleMania. We need to be there.
Yeah, and then when he's done, I'm going to finish playing the last.
Enjoy life. Give yourself a time.
Mhm.
Do something, whatever you want. Do something to express yourself and like live more happy.
Yeah. Well put. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Chatting with me. That brings us to the end of this episode. If you guys enjoyed it and want to hear / watch wherever you're watching it or listening to it on Spotify, then please subscribe, follow, depending on what platform you're on, like and comment on this video to help us grow and to continue the conversation. I have been putting Q&As at the end of the episodes if you're watching or listening on Spotify, so I'd love to see your guys' answers. I'm not sure what questions I'll put on this episode, but probably something related to whatever we talked about.
If you give us 20,000 likes, I will do the same episode, but we were drinking. Let's see how it goes.
I'm down. I also want to do an episode with the whole band on,
Jesus Christ.
so we'll see how that goes.
Jesus.
Just like cause a bunch of band drama. It's fine.
How was the tour? Was awesome.
Don't bring up Uno.
No.
But yeah, if you would like to tell your story or have any guest suggestions, please send an email to melodicimageryphotos@gmail.com. I almost said CA. It's .com. But yeah, thanks so much for watching or listening, and stay healthy and take care of yourselves.
Hell yeah.
Peace.